Today is the second day of the 7th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, August 9, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 천부모님께 경배. 바로 let us recite Family Pledge number 1. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. 2. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the beautiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships and realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. 6. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect a world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges, having entered the era of Channel Group, to achieve the ideal of Heavenly Parent and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven by centering on true love.
Now for our opening prayer, to be led by our second generation in Pangasinan, Mr. Aaron Kurt Malikta. Kurt, naka-mute. Hindi ka namin marinig. meeting.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, let us all bow our heads and feel the presence of the of Heavenly Father. Good morning, Heavenly Father and true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Please let us be able to come into contact with your glory together as your children. And please let us be able to come into contact with your noble and precious character. And please allow this morning to become one in which we are able to experience the idea of victory of the fulfillment of your hope. Please look down at your children who are gathered here. We are young, we are inadequate, we are a group that has lived without any kind of hope on the earth. We thank you sincerely that in spite of that, you have brought us to participate in this holy place where we are able to call out your name, Father. And furthermore, we earnestly hope and desire, Father, that you will allow us to become people who can make the power of the world, word, and l- life go beyond people and more heaven and earth by swaying the world. Since we know that today we have the entire mission of having to indemnify all the historical debts which remain. If we are unworthy, please eliminate that. And please allow us to be able to be capable of carrying out the mission given to us. For the sake of these people, and for the sake of the world, and for the sake of heaven and earth, please allow us to be able to establish these people first before you. And we earnestly hope and desire, Father, that you will allow us to become sons and daughters who can do and much more. We earnestly request that you will allow us to become the sons and daughters who live comfortably, comforting and attending our Father who is going a lonely way even one day more quickly. We have humbly prayed in the name of our true parents. Adieu.
Jew, thank you so much, Aaron. Now let us all have our unison prayer. Jew, Jew. Now let us all have our morning greetings. Good morning to our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning to our leaders, to our Jumbo families, to our blessed families, to our elders, brothers, and sisters. Good morning. Let us all be seated. So, for our reading of the Holy Scripture, we have our second generation here in La Union. Let us all welcome Mr. Myong John Digam.
Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hak Jahan Moon. Chapter 8, the mother builds the family. The family builds the world. The most important teaching. We are taught many things in the course of our lives. Our parents teach us even at meal times, and our teachers teach us most diligently. We learn about science, which explains the order and logic of things, and practical skills that help us escape poverty. Our elders teach us attitudes to adapt in the workplace. All these teachings are important and make us brighter and wiser. Knowledge and wisdom are precious, and we need to pursue them continuously. Nonetheless, of all teachings, what are the most important? The teachings of religion are the most important. In Korean, the word religion is Jongyo, which is made up of the Chinese characters Jong means fundamental and Gyo meaning teaching. The doctrines of the religious founders, including Confucius, the Buddha, Jesus, and the Prophet Muhammad, have served as driving forces, shaping civilizations and safeguarding the human conscience throughout the ages. Religion is necessary for the eradication of the world of sin and the creation of the ideal world designed by God and humanity. Accordingly, religion should be our lifelong companion. Selfishness has become commonplace in our world. We enjoy improvements in living standards based on technology, but with each passing day, we are increasingly isolated. We take personal responsibility for our country, our society, and even our family. The rising divorce rates proves that husbands and wives no longer take responsibility for each other. Parents do not care for their sons and daughters, and sons and daughters abandon their parents' self-centered desires to pursue self-centered desires. Can you imagine the pain God feels seeing humanity, whom He created, has His children living this way? Our world houses many religions. What should those religions teach? Religions must first teach the truth about God. I do not mean simply that God exists. I mean teaching about our relationship with God. Through religion teaches the nature of God, the reality of God's love, and how to live in that love. I do everything I possibly can to convey God's truth, traveling hundreds of thousands of miles, crisscrossing the 5 oceans and 6 continents. Wherever I go, I meet righteous people prepared by God. No matter how difficult the circumstances, God searched for righteous people. In the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah were cities of lewdness and immorality. God said that He would not destroy them if 50 righteous people could be found in them. Abraham negotiated the number down to 10. In the end, he could not find even one, and the flames of a volcanic eruption consumed those cities. That is why I tell our church members to look for righteous people prepared by heaven. In every place I visit throughout the world, I find that God has prepared righteous people. From among all races and nationalities, I find righteous people waiting for me. In 2018, I visited South Africa, which has experienced heartbreaking agony due to racial conflict. In the past, it was not easy for me to enter the country, but this time the nation welcomed me with open arms. I hosted the Africa Summit and the marriage blessing ceremony. More than 1,000 representatives from the 60 nations attended the summit and adopted my proposal for the settlement of peace and improvement of living standards. The summit's purpose was to commemorate the centenary of the birth of Nelson Mandela and honor his legacy. The participants cheered the speech of Mr. Mandela's eldest grandson, Zweli Mandla Mandela, a member of South Africa's parliament in which he sincerely testified to me. Just like my grandfather, he said, Dr. Hak Jahanmun is an icon of peace in this age. Africa should carry on the work left by President Mandela, together with Dr. Hak Jahanmun, who has presented a new hope and vision to us through the Heavenly Africa Project. That day, through the only begotten daughter, who is the true mother, more than 3,000 couples from some 20 nations received Heavenly Parents' grace in the marriage blessing ceremony. The salvation of our age, Jesus said that the last will be first. South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Senegal, as well as Nepal and other many countries have suffered through painful histories of poverty and political turbulence, yet now they are shining brightly through their faith in the only begotten daughter. Humanity is seeking the love that comes from our true parents. We long to be true sons and daughters who inherit true love, life, and lineage. I open the gates for all to attain true happiness and eternal life. The great Aju.
Aju, thank you so much, Myong Ligamo, for that wonderful reading. Now for the 10 points of gratitude to be given by the president of the Puzurugyu chapter of YSP. Let us all welcome Miss Rona Balbin.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents, leaders, elders, and to all brothers and sisters. I would like to share my 10 points of gratitude. First, I am really grateful to our Heavenly Parents and true parents for earthly good, for life and health. Second, I want to thank all of our leaders for sharing their knowledge about the divine principle. Third, I am grateful to my grandmother for the unconditional love and for always giving me everything I need to live up to my potential. Fourth, I am grateful to all frontliners for their bravery, sacrifices, and unflagging compassion. Fifth, I am grateful to my family for guiding me throughout the journey. Six, I am so grateful to my tita because without her, I cannot meet this movement. Seven, I am truly grateful to my previous teachers for the knowledge that they have given to me during my school days. 8, I am grateful for keeping us safe and healthy during this pandemic. 9, I am grateful that I am here in the unification movement, having the true parents, the providence, and I hope to do more mission in the future. And lastly, I am grateful to my friends for the support and for hyping me up every time I feel sad. Achoo.
Aju. Thank you so much, Rona Balbin, for that wonderful 10 points of gratitude. Now, for us to be more grateful for the offering song to be given by Mr. Jesus Puliano. It's actually an original song entitled Song for True Parents. So let's all watch this.
True Father, we sing for you today as your children. We gather to report and pray. Feel your love, seek your guidance, cherish the blessings you're giving each day. True Father, we raise our hands to you receive your words today as your instrument of peace for the world, to touch everyone's heart and restore its soul to heaven's desire. True Mother, with your words of truth, the kingdom has begun. True parents, anointed by heaven, hallowed be thy name. True parents, the only hope of this troubled world, will only want with you in heart and in mind for the rest of our lives. Adieu. True parents, true parents, true parents, true parents. Well, I'll be one with you in heart and in mind for the rest of our lives. Adieu. 감사합니다.
Wow, thank you so much po. Please give a heart react if you have received such a wonderful and grateful song. And thank you so much po, Dito Jesus Juliano, for that original composition entitled Song for True Parents. So, are you all ready to receive our spiritual food for this morning? Yes? So without further ado, let us all welcome our ever hardworking, ever energetic national leader of Family Federation for World Peace and Unification Philippines. Let us all welcome Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halo.
Thank you very much, our sister Blessy. First, I would like to greet our heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning, our heavenly parents and true parents. To all our beloved leaders, Chambu families, the central families, brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Thank you very much once again for joining our morning devotion. Thank you very much to Region 1 for hosting today's morning devotion. Yeah, thank you so much for that wonderful offering song, our Kuya Jess. Truly very beautiful song. Personally, he composed that. Really, it moves our hearts. Thank you so much, Kuya Jess. Also for the 10 points of gratitude that was shared to us by our sister. And yeah, thank you for taking part today for our brothers and sisters, also those who our second generations today. We can see really our second generations now are really involving so much. Really, we are one family, first, second, third generation. We are all one, centering on our beloved true parents. Yeah, so yesterday we are grateful to celebrate Chil Iljul and Chil Paljul together with our regional president, President Masaichi Hori. Early morning yesterday, he just sent me a message. We didn't ask him because the celebration is centering on the nations and churches. But early morning yesterday, he asked me the link of the Zoom link for our celebration, and I'm really happy. All of us were really grateful to receive their greetings with his wife, and they're actually longing to meet us personally, but because of this pandemic, they couldn't come yet. But anyway, we are really happy yesterday to celebrate that day with them. Today, I'm going to continue my topic I shared 2 days ago. Yeah, so very beautiful pictures of true parents. And we miss our beloved true parents so much. Okay, so we're going to share this topic entitled "The Best Gift to Take to Spirit World." So True Father said, each person needs to restore more than 120 people. When you go to the spirit world, you do not take money with you. Each person needs to restore more than 120 people. The citizens of the kingdom of heaven were all lost. By engrafting them, we bring them back to their proper place. For you to go through the 12 pearly gates in the spirit world, what matters is how many citizens of the kingdom of heaven you have recovered from Satan and restored while you were still on earth. To do so, you must shed tears, sweat, and blood. So, Father is saying each person needs to restore more than 120 people. Actually, this time, it's already very clear, right? We need to have minimum of 430 couples, 430 families. That's actually 860 people. So Father is saying this speech was given 1970. So that time, Father is just talking about, more than 120 people. But now, in this era that we are living in now, it's very clear that each family needs to restore 430 families. And of course, liberate your 430 generations of your ancestors. And then you become true citizen of the kingdom of heaven. That's why Father said when we go to the spiritual world, even though we have a lot of money or other material things or anything, we cannot bring these things to the kingdom of heaven, or we cannot bring this to the spiritual world. So Father said, by engrafting people, we can bring them back to their proper place. So for us, Father said to go and enter the 12 pearly gates in the spirit world. So many times Father mentioned about this, 12 pearly gates. So in order for us to enter to these 12 pearly gates, Father said, what matters is how many citizens of the kingdom of heaven you have recovered from Satan and restored while you were still on earth. So to do so, you must shed tears, sweat, and blood. So what is really the most important in our life? Right? Of course, other things are important. But these are secondary. Kailangan alam natin talaga ano ba yung pinaka-priority why we are alive on earth. All other things we need to do this. These are necessary for us to exist, but this is not the main purpose why we are here, right? So that's why while we are alive, sabi ni Father, we have to bring citizens of the kingdom of heaven. We have to recover these people from Satan's world. We need to restore them back. And then to do this, Father said, you must shed tears, sweat, and blood. Ibig sabihin, we need to really work hard. We need to sacrifice, right? We need to love people. So these are the things that we have to do while we are alive. Aju, this is really the best gift that we can bring to the spiritual world when we go there. Aju, True Father said, you should invest your heart more than anyone in the satanic world. With a heart of recreation, you should invest your heart more than the fathers and mothers, husbands and wives, and sons and daughters in Satan's world, investing your heart and shedding tears, sweat, and blood. Otherwise, you cannot claim any citizens of the heavenly kingdom as your own. Your position of glory and your proximity to God in the next world will be determined according to this number. That's why we know that it's really not easy to do, a witnessing, even to just witness to one person. Of course, we can do Heavenly Tribal Messiah, we immediately bless people. Dati po kasi, before we bless people, we educate them first. Ngayon, because of the foundation that we are standing on, especially in our country, in the Philippines, very easy to gather people and bless them. But really, the challenge there is how to educate them. This is what we are doing now. Actually, in the Philippines, we have blessed already more than 100,000 people. The challenge now for us is how to educate them, right? So how to make plan to educate them. Really, it's not easy to educate these people. And then many times also we are doing, but it's really not easy for them also to digest because, also with their personal and family situations, right? So, but really, that's why Father is saying to us that we have to invest our heart more than anyone in the satanic world. Because even though these people already are blessed because of, the foundation that we have, very easy now to bless people, but how to really truly bring them to Heavenly Parent and also change their ways, right? Hindi yun madali, kaya kahit na-bless na sa mga HTM, they go back, they still do the same. Kasi nga, they are not educated yet, right? So, we have to invest to educate them. Yung kan natin ngayon in our country. Our each tribal Messiah, each Chonbo families, ito yung kan natin ngayon na how can we educate these people continuously. This is actually lifelong na mission natin. It's not, we cannot do this in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, right? It's a continuous process. Kaya nga, we have to start from, major 3 couples, 12 couples, and then ultimately at least 43 couples. Ito yung True Mother sa atin ngayon. How to educate them, raise them up, that they can become families that can resemble us. Kasi ito naman dapat ang nangyari, hindi lang po tayo. Our dedication should be inherited by our spiritual children. Di ba? Sabi ni Father, may hope lang kapag yung mga spiritual children natin, our children, can become better than us. They are more determined than us. Actually, ito yung pinaka-goal natin. Hindi lang po na ma-bless sila. Right? Otherwise, if they don't understand, then they go back the same way of life. Kaya nga, Father said, you should invest your heart more than anyone in the satanic world. More than the fathers and mothers, husbands and wives, sons and daughters in Satan's world. Investing your heart and shedding tears, sweat, and blood. So, this is the heart we need to have in this process of recreation. Otherwise, you cannot claim any citizens of the heavenly kingdom as your own. Your position of glory and your proximity to God in the next world will be determined according to this number. Kaya nga, out of our 430 couples, lalo na sa mga Chonbo, mga Heavenly Tribal Messiah, how many na talaga out of those people we have really raised up, right? So we are still on that process. That's why pinaka-importante is how we invest our heart now in educating them and really helping them understand. Aju? And then also through this process na ginagawa natin tayo mismo, we can recreate ourselves. We can, perfect our heart of love. Ito yung kan natin dito. That's why through this course, we can really develop our heart, our character. We can, perfect our character and ourselves. Aju, that's why we have to invest our heart fully. True Father said, what can you boast of? What can you boast of when you go to the spirit world? You can boast of the number of lives you have saved. The first person you saved, the second person, how many beyond your own tribe, how many people from now, many nations you have connected to new life. This is your wealth. This and only this is your wealth. You will miss nothing in the spirit world because it lacks nothing. But if you did miss something, it would be true people. Thus, those devoted subjects who labored diligently to raise true people will naturally become glorious sons and daughters in the heavenly world. So, meaning, all people wants to be wealthy. People are striving to be wealthy sa buhay nila. Pag tinanong mo ang mga kabataan natin, what is your dream? I want to be rich. Right? When you ask, families, I want to be rich. People wants to be wealthy. But what is the way to be wealthy? Father is saying here. So how many people from now, from how many nations you have connected to new life? This is your wealth. This and only this is your wealth. So ibig sabihin, how many people we could bring to Heavenly Parent, to true parents, how many spiritual children we have. Kaya nga, being Heavenly Tribal Messiah, this great blessing that was given to us by Heavenly Parent, by true parents. Already, Father declared this 30 years ago through Chililjul, we learned yesterday, right? That true parents opened the way for Heavenly Tribal Messiah from that moment, already 30 years ago. So lahat tayo, everyone, without exemption, everyone needs to become Heavenly Tribal Messiah. Actually, through this, Heavenly Parents and true parents wanted all of us to be wealthy. So through our Heavenly Tribal Messiah mission, through witnessing to 430 families, educating them, bringing them to becoming true people. Hindi lang not only, just, giving them the blessing kasi yun yung trend natin yun. It's very easy. Just gather, talk to barangay captain or mayor. Very easy already to gather people. Reach out yung purpose. Very easy to gather people in our country. Bless them automatically. But that is not all. But we have to raise them up to become true people. Sabi ni Father dito, thus those devoted subjects who labor diligently to raise true people will naturally become glorious sons and daughters in heavenly world. So, hindi lamang po nag-i-end doon na na-bless tayo through HTM, but how can we raise up true people? So, out of our tribe, how many already we have raised up to become true people? So, sabi ni Father, through this, those sons and daughters who diligently raise true people will naturally become glorious sons and daughters in heavenly world. This is the only thing that we can boast of when we go to the spiritual world. How many people we have saved? How many true people we could raise up? Haju? That's why in our life today, this is the most important as Heavenly Tribal Messiahs, right? So we have to really invest everything, our entire life. Actually, life is really very short. Life is really very short. We don't know when our time is coming or when is the time for us to go. Minsan, nabibigla tayo sa mga nangyayari. Very shocking, right? We don't know. We were just immediately, this person is very healthy and then one day, immediately go to the spiritual world. We don't know actually. Kaya nga, sometimes even I myself, lahat tayo, we are thinking, right? Lahat po tayo. Really, life is unpredictable. We don't know when our time comes, right? Kaya nga, laging in-emphasize ni true parents, also I'm really reminded so much every time I study and read through Father's guidance. Truly amazing guidance of our beloved true parents. So all people wants to be wealthy. There's only one way to be wealthy. Only through witnessing, bringing people to Heavenly Parent, raising up true people. This is the only way that we can truly become victorious sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Aju? Your Father said, it is more important to harvest citizens for God's kingdom than to eat. So it is more important to harvest citizens for God's kingdom than to eat. However, people are not clear about this. This should be their principal occupation. It is the main occupation of people who live on this earth. Among the things you should do in your lifetime, there is nothing more important than this. In this world, having a job and a successful career and saving money all slip away. No matter how much money you amass, it will be of no use in the other world. Material things are not necessary in the next world. There is no need for knowledge. Even if there is something you have never learned, your mind will already know it. You will come to know everything within a week. Wow, truly amazing, right? When you go to the spiritual world, we will going to know everything within a week. Even you never learn these things while you are alive on earth. That's why, true father, true parents, they are truly amazing. Of course, we need all these things sa mga ginagawa natin. We need to be knowledgeable of things. We have to have all these material things. We have a lot of money. What is the use of this? Actually, when we think about this, knowing the principle, knowing true parents, we need all these things. Money is very, very, very important. Why? We cannot restore this nation. We cannot restore the world without money. But the purpose, the motivation should be very clear. Why you need to have a lot of money? Why you need to be knowledgeable? Why you need to, compete more than, itong mga matatalino na tao sa mundo natin, in order for us to bring them to true parents. Because these people, these rich people, this elite, these intellectuals, these scholars, they will not going to listen to someone lower than them, right? That's why we have to study well. Why need to have a lot of money? Why we need to become rich? Otherwise, we cannot witness these rich people. But our purpose, our motivation should be very clear. We would like to have all these things in order for us to reach out to people and bring them to true parents, bring them to heavenly parents. Aju? So this should be very clear. So Father said, it is more important to harvest citizens for God's kingdom than to eat. That's why when we are fundraising, when we are witnessing, when we are doing mission, when we do not reach the goal yet, we don't stop. Sometimes we are doing conditions. We experience that po tayo siguro our elders that once when we are, for example, in the fundraising time or witnessing time. Sa fundraising kasi very clear doon eh. Pag nag-set ka ng goal, very clear kasi sa fundraising. I will not eat lunch until I reach this amount, until I restore, many people as this, after I reach this. So, sinasabi ni Father ngayon, it is more important to harvest citizens for God's kingdom than to eat. That's why when we are witnessing also, if I cannot approach, or talk to this number of people, I will not going to eat. Kaya nga, Father today is emphasizing what is really the most important in this world while we are alive on earth. Ano ba ang pinaka-importante? But sabi ni Father, however, people are not clear about this. This should be their principal occupation. It is the main occupation of people who live on this earth. So this is our main occupation. Whether you are senior citizen, middle age, young adult, young person, this is our main occupation on earth while we are alive on earth, to witness, bring people to heavenly parent. Among the things you should do in your lifetime, there is nothing more important than this. Wow, truly amazing. Father is continuously emphasizing to us, ano ba yung pinaka-importante? Kasi kung minsan, nakakalimutan natin, kahit po tayo na nakakaalam ng principle, minsan nakakalimutan natin ang pinaka-main purpose. Bakit ba tayo nagpa-bless? Bakit ba natin na-receive yung blessing? So that we can multiply blessing. Because it's very difficult to talk about blessing, talk about, ideal family if you are not blessed, if you are not ideal family. If you couldn't, build a good family. Right? That's why all these things na ginagawa po natin para sa ating sarili rin, para sa ating pamilya, this is to multiply this, to help people that bring back people to true parents, to heavenly parents. Aju? Father said, in this world, having a job and a successful career and saving money all slip away. No matter how much money you amass, it will be of no use in the other world. That's why people who has a lot of money, who are successful in their career, they should be also best people in witnessing. Yung mga tao na they have material things, mga brothers and sisters natin, who has material things, sila dapat yung number 1 na pumapasok sa Chonbo. Sila dapat yung number 1 na pinakamaraming spiritual children. Sila dapat yung number 1 more successful in their life with true parents. Kasi nga, they have all these material things that they can use to advance the providence. Kaya, if you are rich ngayon, if you are, you have many material things, pero hindi ka pa Chonbo, you have to reflect. You have all the things. True parents bless you. True parents have given you many things in your life. You have to use it in accordance to what heavenly parents and true parents desire. Aju? Otherwise, you will lose the opportunity. Later on, your wealth might gone away or be transferred to other people who are living their life for the sake of the fulfillment of heaven's will. So this is the main purpose of accumulating material things. But these are secondary. Pinaka-importante, dapat laging nasa mind natin how to bring people to heavenly parents and to true parents more than anything in this world. So we could really learn from true parents, their life, the way they live their life. So that's why Father said material things are not necessary in the spiritual world. So all these things that we have, we will use this while on earth only to witness to people, bring them, harvest people, harvest citizens to the kingdom of heaven. Once our life ended, all these things also will separate from us. We cannot bring anything in the spiritual world, right? Knowledge, money, all these things will slip away. So sabi ni Father, kahit nga hindi enough yung education mo, when you go to the spiritual world, you will learn everything in just 1 week. Wow, truly amazing, right? That's why minsan naubos na yung time natin ka-research, aral tayo ng aral sa buhay, tumanda na tayo, aral pa rin tayo ng aral. Don't worry. Father said when you go to the spiritual world, all the things you never learn, you will going to learn in 1 week. You will going to know everything. So focus now with our mission of bringing people back to Heavenly Parent, to true parents. Let's harvest through our Heavenly Tribal Messiah mission. Educating 430 families, this is our most fruitful harvest. This is really the greatest we can bring to the kingdom of heaven when we go to the spiritual world. So Father said, you need spiritual children. In going to the spirit world, the kingdom of heaven, what you need are spiritual sons and daughters. You need spiritual children. By witnessing, you can resurrect spirits. Therefore, the work you carry out on earth does not affect only the earth. You are carrying out that work in order to bring an end to all that was defiled through the fall. That's why we really need spiritual children. Our life should be witnessing continuously. Not only physical being we are witnessing to, even spirit being, right? When we are doing chanyang, ngayon magcha-chanyang na naman tayo, August 14, and then August 21, 22. So these are, we are liberating spirits. We are witnessing to them. They will become our spiritual children. So hindi lamang po yung 430 families na na-witnessan natin ngayon dito through our HTM. We have a lot, right? Our lahat ng mga niliberate nating ancestors natin. Every time we join sa chanyang sessions, lahat ng mga evil spirits na na-liberate, these are all our spiritual children. Lahat ng mga in-apply natin for collateral liberations, whoever they are. Right? Mga great people in the past, pinaliberate natin sila. They became our spiritual children. So by witnessing, you can resurrect spirits. Also, through doing physical witnessing, we resurrect spirits at the same time. So therefore, Father said, the work you carry out on earth does not affect only the earth. You are carrying out that work in order to bring an end to all that was defiled through the fall. So yung ginagawa po natin dito sa physical world, hindi lang ito for physical world. It has impact sa spiritual world as we witness to people alive on earth. Also, we resurrect spirits. So that's why our life is a life of witnessing. Witnessing. We have to raise up a lot of spiritual children. Aju? True Father said, heaven is an infinite world where everything is connected by bridges of love. So heaven is an infinite world where everything is connected by bridges of love. If the people you have witnessed to are spread across the world, through them, paths will be formed over which you can travel to and from, covering a much wider area when you go to the spirit world. Everyone will want to connect and relate with you. Just as on the earth, you connected to others through ideology. A similar structure will be organized around you in heaven. It is like having many students you have educated. When you pass on to the next world after resolving everything on earth, you will be able to resolve things in the spirit world through your relationships in a much wider realm of activity. So Father said, heaven is an infinite world where everything is connected by bridges of love. That's why most important in this world is what is important in witnessing. Actually, it's love. We cannot witness to people if we will not invest love sa kanila, mga spiritual children natin. How are we going to raise them up? Right? By investing love. Ganun din kahit our physical children. How to raise them up. We have to invest love to them. So Father said, if the people you have witnessed to are spread across the world, through them paths will be formed over which you can travel to and from, covering much wider area when you go to the spiritual world. So ito yung magbibigay sa atin ng freedom. And then, you know, you can be free to go anywhere in the spiritual world when you have a lot of spiritual children. Because ito yung parang magiging connection natin as we witness to people, we are like creating bridges. Then it will make us free when we go to the spiritual world, covering a much wider area when we go to the spiritual world. Everyone will want to connect and relate with you. Kaya ngayon pinakamaraming spiritual children. Right? So now we are given the opportunity of our true parents through opening the way to become heavenly tribal messiahs. Ngayon we can bless 430 couples, and then actually we can focus. Kaya nga our blessed families ngayon, our brothers and sisters, you know, hindi naman natin kailangan ng maraming full-time na ngayong era na to. But ngayon now, very clear. Every family, you focus in your Heavenly Tribal Messiah mission. In your, 430 families. You will be actually very, very busy kapag mag-focus ka. Kaya nga, if you are doing other things, actually not easy. Kaya nga, blessed families natin ngayon, you focus, raising up your spiritual children, your 430 families, not only educating them. Ngayon, we are also helping them elevate their way of life, their way of living. We are also magawa rin tayo ng mga livelihood, ganito. Kasi nga, this is also to raise them up spiritually. Not only enough na puro internal lang ibigay natin sa kanila. Otherwise, they cannot absorb also. If they cannot be elevated. Kaya nga, yung buong buhay natin ngayon, if we are tribal messiah, if we are Chonbo families, actually not enough to invest sa 430 families natin. How to really educate them. Really, kailangan natin maggawa ng program how to educate sa kanila. And then piliin natin yung mga able, pinaka-able, sila muna yung gawin natin, fokusan natin. 3 families, 1 at a time, and then 12 families, and then eventually 43 families. Actually, really, we will be very, very busy as spiritual parents, raising up our 430 families. But through them, we can be able to be free when we go to the spiritual world. We can have bigger area. We can have, we can create bridges. So through investing to our 430 families, investing our love as a parent to them, we are expanding our reach in the spiritual world. And then everything wants to be connected to us. Everyone wanted to be connected to us. So by investing love, we create bridges. That's why through our 430 families, or that's why we have to start na yung mga hindi pa nag-start. Whether you're single, you have to start with 3, 12, 43 families. And then you create bridges. Your area will be expanded. Aju. Truly amazing guidance in the two parents. Father said, you should not let time fly by aimlessly. You should not let time fly by aimlessly. Only when you have given birth to and raised sons and daughters during your younger years can you leave behind a foundation that you can be proud of before your descendants. Only when those children become great people can you be proud before history. If you do not have historical accomplishments that you can be proud of, you may be able to join the ranks of your family and your town, but you will not be able to join the ranks of your nation. So sabi ni Father, kapag if you do not have historical accomplishments that you can be proud of, you may be able to join the ranks of your family and your town, but you will not be able to join the ranks of your nation. So ibig sabihin, andun lang tayo pag wala raw tayong historical accomplishments, sabi ni Father. If we cannot raise up sons and daughters, that can become great people, then ang level natin mababa lang. We cannot go to the national level. We cannot join the ranks of the national level. So sabi ni Father, we shouldn't let time fly by aimlessly, na nasasayang yung time natin. Matatapos na naman ang 1 year, 2021, kasi nga pandemic, sabi natin, wala tayong masyadong magawa. But actually, it's not because of pandemic. It's because of our mindset. I will do later kapag natapos ang pandemic. Still, you cannot do kahit matapos ang pandemic because of our mindset. If we will not change our mindset now, then still the same. Merong pandemic o wala. Kaya nga ngayon, kahit pandemic, we are trying our best. This pandemic cannot stop us. Actually, we can see a lot of activities going on all over our nation. That's why really I'm grateful to all our blessed families, our leaders and brothers and sisters continuously. Really, no one can stop us pandemic man o wala, right? That's why I really hope that we can truly encourage all families na siguro hindi pa sila nagsimula, right? Please do not wait for the pandemic to end. Please start now, reaching out one family at a time, right? Can you imagine even just few families you can change during this time of pandemic? This is great accomplishment. Aju? So we shouldn't let time fly by aimlessly. Hindi dapat natin hayaan na masayang ang time. Right? Matatapos na naman ang 2021. So only when you have given birth to and raised sons and daughters during your younger years can you leave behind a foundation that you can be proud of before your descendants. Only when those children become great people. Take note, sabi ni Father dito. Only when those children become great people. Kaya we have to really raise up our children, our spiritual children, to become better than us. Only when we could, raise them up to become great people, can we be proud before history. So if you do not have historical accomplishments that you can be proud of, then we cannot join to the rank of the nation. Sabi ni Father, that's why it's really, really important. Aju, so let's really do our best, really witness, and really raise up our spiritual children to even become better than us. Aju, so let's really invest more and more. True Father said, you need accomplishments that can remain in the historical tradition. So to reach the national level, you need accomplishments that can remain in the historical tradition. Everyone desires to leave behind something for the nation, for the world, and for heaven and earth. Therefore, you need to know clearly that your life purpose is to establish your realm of ownership. When you follow God's will, like it or not, you can never consider giving up. Kaya kahit gaano po ka-challenging, I understand. Napaka-challenging po ngayon. Because of pandemic then, many situations. Dati nga kahit na hindi pandemic, very challenging na. Lalo pa ngayon na dumating ang pandemic. But also, looking on the other side, we also could see this a great opportunity. Right? For maybe some people, they lose hope, nawalan sila ng pag-asa, kailan ba matatapos ang pandemic? Sabi nila, ganito, ganyan. But for us, when we look at the other side, we can see the great opportunity that was given to us. Actually, because of this pandemic, really, many things have changed. Tayo rin, sa ating sarili rin, our relationship with Heavenly Parent, right? Many things has changed. Kung hindi dumating tong pandemic na to, we might not realize these things. Di ba? But because of the pandemic, that's why we could see how true parents is really guiding and really helping each one of us to go out from our box, from our comfort zone, and to really challenge ourselves, right? We could see our young brothers and sisters, even despite this pandemic, they're working very hard, trying, themselves. Yesterday, I joined yung celebration ng YLT. I'm very inspired with the testimony of our brothers and sisters, those who graduated, kahit dalawa lang sila. Our second generation, si Saki. And then, dalawang second generation natin, saka si Abby. They completed their 1 year in this pandemic time. This is truly historical part ng buhay nila. They couldn't forget this. Can you imagine, despite this pandemic, they are fundraising, they are witnessing, neglecting yung, kung tutuusin pa, ibang mga magulang, mga ordinary people, bakit ka lumalabas? Alam mo na ganitong situation, right? Why are you going? Very dangerous. Pero these things doesn't stop us because we know the will of a heavenly parent and true parents. Kaya sabi ni Father dito, when you follow God's will, like it or not, you can never consider giving up. Kahit ano pang challenges, even how big, mountains and oceans of difficulties and challenges are in front of us. These things will never stop us. We will going to keep on climbing. We will going to keep on crossing, right? We will never stop. In our mind, there's no such thing as giving up, but only moving forward. Aju, this is truly amazing. So, when we follow God's will, sabi ni Father, the only way is to just move forward. We are never considering giving up. Aju, that's why no matter what, let's really become victors that Heavenly Parent and true parents can be proud of. Our 5%, very clear na sa atin, ano ba yung 5% na kailangan natin gawin? Right? So even our young single brothers and sisters, So do well, prepare to be matched, to be blessed, and then build family and work together, right? With your husband, with your wife, and really educate 430 families, raise up 430 families. And this will be our greatest gift to our Heavenly Parent and true parents when we go to the spiritual world. Aju, that's why everything is given to us. That's why please always remember what is our priority in our life. Career is important, making money is important, making beautiful and really comfortable environment for our family. These all things are important. But more important than anything is our main purpose of bringing people to Heavenly Parent and true parents. And then we have to use all the things that we have, all the resources, all the material things, all the knowledge that we have, Aju, so that we can harvest more and more, Aju, and really bring to Heavenly Parent and true parents the greatest gift that we can have when we go to the spiritual world. So let's really prepare well. Lagi natin isipin, ang buhay po natin dito sa lupa, paghahanda lamang ito. Kaya nga wag nating, we have to educate people. Pag tinanong mong mga tao, tinanong mo bakit sila nag-hard work, bakit nila ginagawa, preparing for the future. But these people are ignorant people. They don't know ano ba ang future. Tayo alam natin very clearly. Future is the spiritual world. Kaya when you are preparing to the spiritual world, dapat aware ka talaga. And then, sharing and really bringing people, ito ang paghahanda natin na pinaka-the best. So that anytime, we will not regret. Anytime we go to the spiritual world, we need to be ready anytime. Kaya nga sabi ni Father, you have to live your life as if it is your last. Dapat, ako lagi ko rin iniisip yon. Father said, we have to live our life. Isipin natin ngayon, new morning. But we can also think, this might be my last day. This might be your last day. We don't know, right? Kaya nga sabi ni Father, live your life as if it is your last. Aju? So, how to inspire people, kahit na, simpleng bagay that we can encourage people. This is the most important that is deeply inculcated in our mind and in our heart. Aju? So I really wish and hope that all our blessed central families, brothers and sisters, we all can bring the greatest gift when the time for us comes to go to the spiritual world. Aju? Aju, let's really, really determine to really become victorious sons and daughters of our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Let's really appreciate our Heavenly Parents and true parents once again. And I really wish all of those families, brothers and sisters, to be always safe and protected, and most importantly, to be victorious in your respective missions and responsibilities. Once again, may Heavenly Parents' love and blessings be always upon you and your families. God bless us all. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you so much po for our national leader, Reverend Dr. Leo Anghinuhalog, for that wonderful morning guidance about witnessing. So if you have received our God's words, our Heavenly Parent and True Parents' word, let us give a heart react to our Heavenly Parent, True Parents, to our national leaders. Yan, I can see people hearting. All the people who are here today, thank you so much. Now for our reflection, first to be given by our second generation in Dagupan, Pangasinan. Let us all welcome Miss Ella Ramos.
Good morning, God and true parents. Good morning, Sir LA. Thank you very much for your wonderful message for today. Very powerful and reminding. Oh, sorry. And good morning, everyone. Just a short reflection about the message is also my own experience. As a second gen, I am very grateful to my parents that even though, unlike other second gens who stayed in Antipolo, who have like a circle of friends of other second gens as well, I grew up here in Dagupan, where in my school I am the only second gen in our city as well, I guess. Only me and my sister. And even though somehow I feel different because they have different beliefs, and growing up, our parents taught us different. I grew up with knowing the divine principle. I actually my first time to hold a like the Catholic Bible is when in school they give out small pocket Bibles. They give free Bibles, and that's when I first hold a like Catholic Bible. And like majority of my friends as well are Catholic like that. So like more like I felt like somehow I grew up like 50% Catholic tradition, because also with my environment and also my relatives like that. But even though I grew up in like a different environment, I am very grateful to my parents because they taught me well about the tradition. I did not um even though I am mostly in the outside world, I am very actually I'm somehow proud of myself that I did not, like waver or like to temptations like that. And when I joined YLT before, I was really scared and insecure, especially to other second gens that lived in Antipolo because I feel left out. But when I came to Antipolo, they other second gens made me feel that I am home, and I'm really happy for them, as I'm really happy that they made me feel like I am not different to them. And listening to their stories, they also felt what I felt, like they are also like different like that. But we are really grateful to not only our parents but also to other first gen who are always there to teach us as well the tradition, who always take good care of us. And also in the message a while ago is about how we prepare for our life uh, after here in the physical world, in the spiritual world. I realized after I joined YLT is the power of laying foundation, especially when we go to different areas, and then there are areas that are really difficult to make result. And our commanders always say that um some places it's really hard to make restoration because there is not enough laid foundation. But and there are also areas that are easy to make results like that, because they are our some first gens and also the fundraisers before already laid our ancestors as well. They also already lay foundation for us. That's why it's more easier for us to restore there like that. And I really believe in the power of laying foundation. And so for me, I want to actually apply it not only through words, but but also in actions. And I hope so I can really apply it. It's really hard actually to apply everything in real life, especially if you have so many distractions. And also it's hard also to focus in your priorities if you have so many responsibilities. So I'm really really proud to all our leaders, to all our HTM leaders who are working very hard, being a parent to their own families and also a parent to their um spiritual children. And not only they have little spiritual children, they have so many, and I am really thankful for all their hard works. And yeah, maybe that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ella, for that wonderful and very, very genuine. I can feel your heart from your reflection. So thank you so much, Ella, for that wonderful reflection. Please give a hand to my sister. Yay. Now for our last reflector for today. Let us all welcome one of our elders here in La Union. Let us all welcome Ma'am Alma Digamo. Please give her a warm of applause.
Okay. Okay na? Okay na. Okay. So good morning to all our leaders, most especially to our national leader, Reverend Leo Halo, and to all the Blessed Central families, all Chonbo families, all brothers and sisters. Good morning. So grateful to God and to parents for the new life that He has given us, and the words of inspirations that we have received through his representative, Kuya Leo. Truly, indeed, while listening to the reading a while ago, reading of two mothers' words, as well as with that of the message coming from our national leader, I was put in a situation where I can imagine myself when I was 17 years old. The first time I met the movement and listened to the divine principle with my spiritual mother, who happened to be my elder sister as well. Witnessing has been my life, and also fundraising with the restoration of people and the restoration of the creation, which was indeed lost by God because of the fall. Truly, hindi talaga po ito mawawala sa buhay po natin. At my age of 50, I still have to do witnessing. And to invest our hearts in all the things that we do with the mission that we have. It takes a lot of challenges to really overcome in myself as an individual, as well as a family woman and as a mother of 4 children, and with the heart of truly restoring this number of people, a very minimal number which our true mother has given us. There are lots of challenges that we really need to go through, and we really need to overcome so that we can really emerge to become victorious true child of God. At with that heart of mine before, nung ako po ay single pa lamang, nandyan yung heart ko to really become full-time in my whole life, and I was bargaining even to God na kung pwede lang sanang mag-enter sa Kingdom of Heaven na single ka, so you can devote your time fully to God with all the 24 hours na parang yung ginagawa natin when we were still young at nasa church pa tayo, lahat yung sa isip natin, mag-fundraising, then mag-witnessing, and then food raising, yung mga ganon. But whenever I also share the divine principle, na-struck ako lagi because according to our divine principle, you need to go through with these 3 great blessings so that we can reach perfection and be able to enter Kingdom of Heaven. And now at my age of 50, as an educator, as a public school teacher, with all those experiences in my life as full-time as well as not full-time, staying in the center, but then in my heart, nandyan palagi yung heart of being a full-time, because I always take into consideration how will I really contribute to comfort God's heart, despite of starting a family and raising up our children, and how to really always be in tune and aligned with our true father, with our true mother. And really, my dear brothers and sisters, always have that heart of gratitude. This is what I can testify in my life as a unificationist, as a monist, and at the same time to really be in this Holy Parents, Heavenly Parents Holy Community, to always possess that heart of gratitude. Whatever responsibility that God will really give to us, always have that heart of gratitude, and always invest our hearts in everything that we do, because people really needs us. People need us. There are young people who really need the divine principle, and they need this love coming from parents. Kasi ang dami po naming mga students. I am teaching now at senior high school, and may mga estudyante po kami na most yung mga struggling learners are hiwalay ang parents, broken families, and they are really looking for an image of what really a true parent is. And it is us who have the position to really let them feel and give them hope, so that they too can become like true parents, like us, who always think of restoring people, letting them receive the blessing, and of course let them understand and accept true parents and live up to what the heavenly parents want us to really be. And that's also my heart to my 4 children, even though honestly speaking, with all those moments that I really spent to train my heart. Still, there are lots of trials and difficulties that we have to go through. But then it's really a matter of always having that determination every day to spend your love to others. Spend your love to others. Because at the end of the day, you have to reflect. Ano nga bang nagawa ko sa araw na ito to express God's heart, to express God's love, to express this unconditional love, which our two parents have let us feel up to now. And truly, we are in every day as a couple. Sometimes, most of the times, pinapag-usapan namin to spend time to really go home visitation to our 43 couples. Kahit ganito na pandemya, bigyan talaga ng time sila. And also to reach them out through group chat and via online and all others that we can do so that they can always be reminded of the blessing that we have received. So investing our hearts every day is such a lifelong process. It's really a lifelong process, and surely God is so loving. Your parents are so sacrificing so much. So we need also to go through that. We cannot give up, and we can never say no when our two mother at her age right now is still putting herself in the front line, and no time to really take a rest, but always consider every moment what I can do to also make two mother happy. Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity to share my heart as a member, as a Chonbo, doing my best, really trying hard to live up to the expectation of our heavenly parents. I hope that we too can really contribute more for the providence of God and make be together with all our Chonbo couples and blessed families in making our community. Yes, yesterday we were talking with our regional leader, Brother Froila, on how we can really make our barangay Disor, where our center is based here in La Union. So we have to meet the barangay captain and talk to her just a few moments, even though informally. We are so grateful for this. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much, our leaders.
Thank you so much po, Tita Alma, for that heartfelt sharing po. So please give a hand po to all our reflectors for this morning. Thank you so much po. Ayan po. Now, let's have our news and announcement.
Thank you so much, Sister Blessing. Good morning to all our leaders, brothers, and sisters for our news and announcement. First, about the special donation for the events celebrating the 9th anniversary of the Holy Ascension of our True Father. The donation deadline will be on August 24, 2021. For each family, at least $210, and for single adults, at least $120. Yesterday also is the end of the registration for the 2021 Yojong Chonbo Great Works commemorate in connection to the celebration of the 9th anniversary of our True Father's Holy Ascension. And today also is the last day of the registration for the 10th Asia Pacific Yojong Chonbo special online event. So to those who wants to apply for Ancestors Liberation and Blessing, we accept an application until 8 p.m. today. To register, please email us at hjcbfails@gmail.com. You can also get the copy of forms through our email. And also for those who wants to participate in the workshop and offer their Yojong offering paper, you can register to the link that you can see on your screen, and we will also send this to our group in the chat box. And for the Chonbo bank accounts, you can send it to the following bank information you can see on your screen. And today also is the first day of the 7-day series Divine Principle virtual seminar. Sa mga hindi pa po nakaregister, please contact Ms. Marvic Advincola. The seminar will start at 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Patia, for the news and announcement for today. Now for our closing prayer to be given by Mrs. Yolanda M. Aguirre.
Please join me in my prayer. Let us pray. Good morning, our beloved Heavenly Parents, true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. We are very grateful and so thankful, Father, for all the spiritual food that we received today. The message that we have is indeed a lucky one, because we are reminded once again of our portion of responsibility to be your true sons and true daughters. We must fulfill our assigned task so that we may be able to accomplish it soon. To be a Chunbu is a great obligation that we can offer to you, their heavenly parents. Truly, we must substantialize it so that your heart will be comforted. For all we know, you've suffered so much for thousands of years. But despite of that, here we are now offering ourselves to you to follow your will. Our heart is full of gratefulness and gratitude for all the blessings that we receive every day. I am praying for all our brothers and sisters who are suffering from this pandemic and those victims of coronavirus. We hope and pray that they may be able to recuperate from this kind of illness and diseases. I am praying for the protection and guidance of our beloved true mother. Please give them more strength and energy to guide us in the providence. I am praying also for all the frontliners, our leaders, brothers, sisters, that they may be able to experience more protection so that we could attain our purpose in life. Give us the courage and determination to move on and realize our task for our generation to come. Once again, I would like to report this prayer to you, and I hope that you will accept it. This I pray in our names, Christopher and Yolanda Aguirre of the Blessed Central Family. Adieu. Amen.
Adieu. Thank you so much for that closing prayer. Now let us all have our unison prayer. aju. Now let us all have our morning greetings. Good morning to our Heavenly Parent, true parents. Good morning to our leaders, Sumbu families, blessed families, brothers and sisters. Good morning.
Good morning, dear leaders, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Sir L.A.
Thank you, Almo.
Good
Very much po.
Thank you
morning.
po sa
Good
lahat-lahat.
Hello, bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
everyone.
hi, Ella. Miss you. Mama, chup chup.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, elders.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you po.
Boss. Morning, boss.
Good morning. Keep safe po. Ingat po tayo lahat.
Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.
Next Monday po.
Thank you.